Not surprisingly, the mainstream media refused to call this for what it is, a hate crime. If this situation was reversed in the exact same context, well, MTV would be right. All white people are racist. We're all evil people by nature. And it's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit that this is not being called for what it really is, and that is a hate crime. For those of you who've been living under a rock, 4 black thugs kidnapped a white special needs child. Special needs. Not that that makes this any better. But again, special needs, it kind of changes the dynamic here because it makes the person even more harmless, even more innocent, and even more vulnerable because they're special needs. These 4 black thugs thought, hey, let's kidnap somebody, kidnap them, throw them on the ground, scalp them, beat them, gag them, tie them up, and live stream it to the internet, because that's a genius idea. And as stupid as it is, the level of brain capacity they must have in order to think this was a good idea. But I also am thankful that they did this, because now they're fucking caught for being the degenerate scum fucks that they are. It has nothing to do with them being black, obviously. Or does it? But the point here is that we have a situation of hate crime, an act of torture, an act of barbaric brutality that is not being talked about for what it actually is. Instead, the mainstream media has been so afraid to call these things for what it is in I think maybe in fear of being labeled racist. I don't know exactly. Do I know the specific motives behind this? No, but what I do know is that it was due to the fact that he had a different political view. Oh, this guy voted for Trump, so we're gonna torture him. Yeah. What a great way to give white supremacists power. Way to reinforce their fucked up ideals by committing such a radical act that reinforces their own goddamn racism that they have. Like, I know that you had a lot of black Facebook friends and you wanted to impress them with torturing a white guy on fucking Facebook Live, but you failed miserably because it did the exact opposite. You're not a martyr. We're not going to glorify you who think they're heroic for torturing someone who's completely innocent, much less who can't defend themselves. You have to be a special piece of degenerate shit to do something like that, much less to think that it's okay to do. I'm visualizing these 4 black thugs just sitting at their computer like, MTV's blaming white people. We have to go do something. Let's go kidnap the closest fucking kid we find on the street, torture him, because MTV is right. White people are the problem. Here's the thing. I'm so sick of this mentality of either or. It's black versus white. It's white versus black. It's now Democrat versus Republican. There shouldn't be no versus, okay? There's no either or. I mean, yes, there's either or, but you guys shouldn't be clashing at one another to the point of where you want to physically harm people. That completely takes away from any message, any political stance, any view or argument that you have. When you want to go and harm people for thinking differently than you. Thinking differently than somebody else, having a different perspective is a way for people to expand their knowledge and learn differing perspectives, which allow a more diverse knowledge groups of people that can ultimately come together and work to progress. At least that's how I view it. Maybe I view it fucked up. I don't know. Maybe my viewpoint is fucked up. But like, people have very differing opinions. I want to get to know them. I want to know why they think the way they do. And it's never occurred to me to want to physically harm somebody because they think differently than me. You have to be a special type of fucked up to think that way. Well, these barbaric monkeys, is that racist to say? I don't think so. After all, we are all animals. These barbaric monkeys justify their deplorable behavior because he supported Trump. Can we get past this point already? That Trump is president? There's nothing we can fucking do to change that. It's set in motion, so bitching and complaining about it's not going to change a goddamn thing. It's just like when we fucking got Obama. Obama became president. Everybody was bitching and complaining, and then it eventually just stopped. But for some reason, I don't feel like this is going to happen with Donald Trump. I feel for like the next 4 years, it's going to be the same people complaining and bitching and just can't accept the fact that he's in office. This is hate. This is a hate crime. And to not accept it and to not to see it that way is pure insanity. But should we really expect the mainstream media to be honest with what something actually is in fear of backlash? No.